Morrell, Benavidez. Post-fight thoughts. Let's go.
Push the weight and now flex. Flex. The live is 1 in the 6. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I'm satisfied. Shout out to both men, David Benavidez, David Morrell. This was best fighting the best at 175. All right. And this is not to disregard Bivol and Benavidez. They have a match coming up. But this right here, first of all, shout out to the entire card. I didn't really cover the entire card, and I'm going to wait till my Sunday show to do that. But shout out to both men. They showed up. They showed out. From my perspective, on watching the fight, David Benavidez got started very early, and I appreciated that. The thing that I was keeping an eye on, I was wondering, would he gas out middle of the fight towards the end? I was paying attention to round 10 because I was saying to myself, okay, look, he's throwing punches in bunches. His mouth was open in spots, and I said it's a possibility that he's punching himself out. One thing that I did notice was that David Morrell was in shape for this fight. Physique in comparison, Morrell, he trying to understand, when you can see the six-pack, then that pretty much means that you're in shape. It's supposed to mean that way. I'll say that. It's supposed to mean that. Morrell looked like he can handle what David was dishing out. And what I thought was, once Morrell was able to absorb David Benavidez's best moments, 2-punch, 3-punch combinations, sidestep, body shot, I thought that in the championship rounds, 10 through 12, Morrell would turn the tides, because I thought that it was a possibility that David Benavidez would gas out, and he just didn't do it, which let me know that David Benavidez is very comfortable at 175, and he also was in shape. He was very in shape. He has, what you call a dad's body. When he's not training, he's built like a raindrop. But when he gets himself in shape, you can see the abdominal muscles. He wears his trunks high, but he has excellent hand speed. He has underrated head movement on the inside, although he had a little cut on the eye. I think that was his left eye. But Benavidez got busy from rounds 1 to 12. He won the ring generalship. He was throwing meaningful punches. He landed a lot. He was walking down David Morrell in a lot of spots. I thought that Morrell might have been trying to set a trap. The thing is, though, and I was texting Stormy in between the fights. I said to Stormy, I said, it seems that, Morrell is not hurt, and he's comfortable enough defensively not to get KO'd, but he's not executing an offense. And I was wondering, has he hit the wall? Meaning, okay, I'm here. I know I'm defensively sound enough not to get stopped, but he couldn't mount an offense. And that's what it seemed like it was. I don't think it's an experience thing. I think as far as strength, they canceled each other out. As far as chin, they kind of canceled each other out. As far as work rate, David Benavidez had a higher work rate. Hand speed and work rate is what won David this match. Some people was scoring at a draw. But on top of that, David Benavidez, when you throw a little drama on it, and there was a pro Benavidez crowd, when you throw that drama in it, David wins the fight by like about 2 or 3 rounds. Also, there was a knockdown. There was a knockdown in round 11. It was academic, y'all. It was academic. Punch landed. David's feet wasn't under him. He fell, gloves touched. It was academic. He wasn't hurt, y'all, but it's academic. Things like that happen. I want you guys to think back. There's a lot of times where I think of things, think of certain fights historically where there was a knockdown called, but it was like, but you know, it was academic. Prime example, if you go back and watch Miguel Cotto versus Joshua Clottey. Clottey was not hurt. I think it was round 1. And, you know, Miguel Cotto has a nice jab. It was very stiff. And what he did was he hit Josh, and Josh's feet wasn't under him. And he fell. Wasn't hurt at all. But it's academic. You fall, your 2 gloves touch, 1 glove touch. It's academic. It's a knockdown. Wasn't hurt. Fighter doesn't have to be hurt. So Benavidez wasn't hurt. He got up. He swarmed him at the end of the round. And then surprise, surprise, bell rings. Morrell clocks him. After the bell, it's clearly after the bell. Kind of buzzed David. The ref tells Ronnie Shields, get out the ring. He takes Morrell, brings him to the center of the ring, deducts the point. So it went from a 10-8 round to, I don't know, a 9-9. It was crazy. I said, man, that was crazy. Another thing that I wanted to point out, when David was mounting an offense, I think that was in round 4. I want to say round 4. I forget what round it was, but when he was mounting an offense, Morrell snuck a jab in there and buckled him. Now, I remember leading up to this fight, I had an open panel. A lot of people said, yo, if Morrell can get that jab working, he could do some things. Morrell's offense was, in my opinion, it was okay, but it wasn't as in abundance as David Benavidez. You understand? They could both hurt each other. They're both tough. They can both take equal amount of punishment. To that degree, they kind of cancel each other out. The only thing was that David Benavidez was mounting a better offense, and he was walking forward a majority of the fight. Ring generalship, clean and effective punching, defense. Okay? When you score these fights, keep the criteria in mind. Okay? Keep the criteria in mind. And the only thing I could think of was the ring generalship and the clean and effective punching. But overall, I was not bored by the fight. It was a really good fight. And shout out to David Morrell. And shout out to Benavidez, because these young guys ain't have to do this. Man. David Morrell's what, 26, 27? If you think he's done, you're insane. You're insane. I can't wait to see what he does next. But you know what the beautiful thing about this is? And I hope you listen to the end of this video, because you need to understand the most beautiful thing about this entire fight was at the end. Maybe I turned it off too early. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe because I muted it at the end when Morrell was talking. But both men did not mention Canelo Alvarez. Thank you much.
Move!